We are conditioned from day one to believe that confidence has a volume. We are told that to be seen, we have to project outward, dominate the room, and aggressively compete for space. But projecting that level of constant aggression requires immense psychological energy. We call this performative volume, the taxing effort of faking a loud personality when it directly contradicts your natural state. When your instinct is to observe, but the environment demands a performance, a sharp friction develops. You start wondering if your quiet nature is a defect, and that friction acts as an incubator for intense self-doubt. This dual-axis line chart illustrates the trap. The energy required to maintain that performative volume spikes rapidly, but look at the cost. Our actual internal cognitive reserves are simultaneously plummeting, entirely drained by the act of pretending. Society looks at a quiet demeanor and assumes there is an empty tank underneath.
That is a complete misreading of human psychology. The psychological math shows a different reality. Quiet confidence is still confidence. You do not need to be loud to be strong. Real power operates independently of its volume, and it doesn't require a constant audience to validate its existence. All that exhausting noise is often just camouflage for insecurity. Chasing the loudest voice in the room is a strategic disadvantage that leaves you hollowed out and disconnected from your actual strengths. To escape the noise, you have to throw a wrench into the gears of performative volume. Breaking the cycle requires a highly active, mechanical process. The first step is the most counterintuitive in a world obsessed with speed. You make the deliberate choice to stand still. Standing still initiates tactical grounding. The frantic outer orbit freezes, allowing your core to solidify. You breathe deep, severing the connection to external pressure. Isolated, you trust what is growing in you, pulling resources toward a dense, stable center. It doesn't matter if no one else can see the gears turning. A structural foundation does not need to be exposed to the public to hold up a skyscraper. During this pause, the anxiety of having to react to every passing comment fades out. Your mind shifts from being highly reactive and frantic to becoming heavily anchored and methodical. Stillness is the engine that takes chaotic external pressure, compresses it, and converts it into pure, concentrated internal readiness. Once that state of tactical grounding is achieved, the way you move through the world changes. The internal monologue shifts from panic to a very simple baseline. I move with quiet confidence and steady peace. This is the state of self-contained momentum. It is a forward motion that is untethered from the crowd. It requires no permission and seeks no outside validation to keep going. The relief that washes over you is profound. When you stop outsourcing your worth to the audience, you unlock a level of psychological liberation and self-assurance that is difficult to shake. Look at the steady pacing of a massive glacier carving through rock. It doesn't sprint. It doesn't experience the rapid burnout of performative energy. It relies on its slow, unhurried mass to sustainably carve the landscape to its will. That is the highest form of power. It is steady, it is peaceful, and its trajectory remains completely unaffected by who happens to be watching. Quiet confidence allows you to navigate the world with a weight that the loud and frantic cannot replicate. You take what others mistakenly view as a void and transform it into a physical presence of strength.